In this video, we are going to be analysing Tesla, ticker TSLA. So to get straight into it, what are we paying attention to? So for this, obviously, we will be paying attention to the 6-month and the 1-year chart. Now, do you want to just make kind of somewhat of, of a disclaimer, just to show, I may have a bias on it. I have just bought some on the investment account. Again, not trading it, just kind of starting to buy it up a bit on the investment account. Just because, again, we are quite far down from the highs. Not looking to sell it anytime soon. Kind of just 150. Just had some targets there. If we push down to that low again, we're sitting on that first deviation on the 6-month and the 1 year. So to me, it just made sense to kind of just put a bit of size on in the investment account. So I just wanted to put that out there, just so you know. And again, might be a bit of a bias again, even though we provide levels to both the up and down side to kind of eliminate that directional bias. But I always do like to note if I do have a position in a stock. So what are we looking at then going forward? So on the support side, again, like I just said, we are sitting on our first deviation on both the 1 year and the 6 month. So again, as they're so close together, again, it's basically just a range, but I mean, within 50 cents on a stock like Tesla, that's not going to mean all that much. But again, basically just a range of support. Could have provided quite a good day trade, obviously looking for that bounce out of this level. Could have literally got on with the high there, stop here, looking to trade for VWAP. You can get some good risk to reward as a day trade, but more as a swing trade. What are we paying attention to? So obviously if we're holding it now, buying into it now, what are we paying attention to as a target? So as a resistance, we're going to have around 198 to 203. This is our statistical mean. So if I was holding this stock long, this would be kind of my final target. And the reason I say it's my final target as a trade is this is statistical mean. This is fair value. When we're buying or shorting stocks, we're looking to trade them to their fair value, especially if you're looking at it and from a standard deviation perspective. We're buying stocks when they're either overbought or oversold. So when they're overbought or oversold, we're looking to reverse them to some sort of a fair value where direction becomes a lot less unclear. So direction from here should be a bit more clear. We should know, okay, it should turn a bit more bullish. We should see buying pressure kick in. That's what we have when we come into a deviation. We know that. But now, once we come into this so-called fair value, then it's a gamble. We don't know whether it's going to break through or if we're going to pull back and go lower. So that's why that's always kind of my final target. 198 would be that final target. I wouldn't look to kind of hold and break through that, even to the 203. So 198 would be that final target. And from where we are now, again, that is quite big upside. We're looking at 32%, 48 points. Where would I have a stop? Again, I'm holding it as an investment currently, so I don't really so-called have a stop on it. But if I was looking to trade it, probably having a stopper below probably 147, because then, again, we're not risking much at all. We can get a really great risk to reward. And again, if it starts to break the 150, then this support level is probably not going to hold, and it is probably going to stay a bit weaker. So I would probably have my stop probably a bit around that 147, maybe a bit below it, not risking a massive amount, and then we can look to kind of get a 1 to 10 risk to reward on that kind of trade. So it could be a really good trading opportunity, and something I may actually hit on the option side more as a trade. Now, if we do break this and continue lower, then we're paying attention to 101 to around 96. Again, as these levels are so close, used as a range of support. And if we break that, we have kind of our final supports at 53 to 43. Again, these are a bit now further apart. Probably wouldn't use them as range just because 10 points at that kind of price is a big move. So they'll probably provide 2 different trading opportunities, but definitely something to be paid attention to. Now, if we start breaking to the upside, we break statistical mean. What are key resistances? 248 going on to 257. Again, at that point, the price is quite high, so you can use this more of a range because 10 points at this kind of value is a bit less, so definitely a bit more of a range opportunity. If we break that and continue higher, we're paying attention to 296. The next level would be 310. Going through there would be 350. 361 and a final level at $400. So again, these are our support and resistances to the up and down side. How do you trade them? Again, the way I personally look to trade them is the first time you hit the support, you look to trade a long bias, move stop to break even. If you then break back to it, again, you're probably out with a bit of size, you get out the rest break even, not the end of the world. In the other chance it continues to reverse, again, you're going to make a lot of money, but if it comes out, cool, you get out break even. The next trading opportunity comes if you break through, come back to retest it as a resistance, and if it holds, then looking to trade it short bias to that next level. And again, it's the exact same thing to the upside. First time you hit the upper target, we're looking to short it the first time. And then if it comes back to retest it, waiting for that break, come back to test it as a support, and if it holds, then looking to trade to the next level to the upside. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown on Tesla. If you did, why not drop a like and subscribe and check out one of these 2 analysis videos.